Spotlight27 here, bringing you Toriko chapter 257, End of an Age. So the chapter begins with Midora confronting the Blue Nitro. According to Midora, it seems that the Nitros can also understand human language, but it doesn't seem to be talking back to him, so instead he just opens his mouth like this. Ew. Kind of resembles the GT Robos opening their heads when they try to launch the laser or something. So not only does the Blue Nitro can understand human language, but it seems that the reason why it's here is to eat Ichiryuu. Why? Well, because a lot of people are saying that the Blue Nitros wanted Ichiryuu to shut him up because probably he knew a bit too much of what Acacia was up to. There have been rumors saying that Acacia might be the official villain of the series. I can actually see that happening, but it's so baffling because this was the guy that stopped the Gourmet War that was over 500 years ago. So the Bishokushin, the god himself, is the villain, which would mean that he might be the true leader of Neo since he intended Froze to come back. So yeah, it's still a lot up for debate at the moment. However, Midora does not want the Blue Nitro to eat Ichiryuu because he is something far too high of quality to be eaten by the likes of you. And then the Blue Nitro senses something and it just leaves. The reason why it left was because Midora still had his hungry tongue activated and was going to use it on the Blue Nitro, but unfortunately the Blue Nitro was aware of this and it escaped. It was a shame really because if they captured a Blue Nitro then maybe they might learn more of its secrets. With the Blue Nitro gone, Ichiryuu is still on the ground bleeding, and yeah, from the way this chapter is going, it seems that Ichiryuu might be dead for reals this time. I was sad previously because I thought Ichiryuu supposedly died, but then the chapter after that, he was alive this whole time, and then last week's chapter, he looked like he was dead for real because of the Blue Nitro. So he's dead for real, and I was sad before, and then I was a bit annoyed that he wasn't dead. Now that he's officially dead, I guess I'm a bit sad again. Now, Midora was thinking about Ichiryuu's final words, saying, the true enemy that we must defeat. However, Ichiryuu didn't really say who the true enemy was, and even Midora didn't fully understand what was going on. Even though previously it looked like that he was aware of who might the true enemy be. And despite everything that Midora and Ichiryuu went through together, despite them being enemies, Midora had respect for him, since he was a person that always pursued his ideals, and that he was the most gallant person in this very cruel world. A man that stuck to his ideals like a rising dragon. If he had truly intended to kill him, then it would have probably have been quite a different fight. So Ichiryuu this whole time was fighting without the intent to kill Midora. Meaning that he was holding back. Just like how Midora was also holding back as well, sort of. Jeez. So then if these guys were like fighting with the intent to kill, then the fight would have been incredibly intense. Way more intense than the previous fight. So Midora then picks up Ichiryuu's body. And he said the least that he can do is to bring him to a place that holds dear memories. So it looks like he might either take him to where him, Acacia, Froze, Jiro, and Midora lived when they were together as a family. It looks like that he's trying to find a good place for him so that he could have a proper burial. The thing is, I wish that it was Midora that killed him instead of the Blue Nitro, because the Blue Nitro came out completely out of nowhere. Granted, I can understand why Midora didn't want to kill his older brother, which I'm okay with, because again, their fight reminded me of the Toki versus Rao fight in Fits the North Star. So then we cut to Gourmet Town, and it has been completely destroyed. Yeah, unlike the Four Beast arc, where it ended off on a happy note, even the people who were eaten by the Four Beasts were still alive. No, this ended, like, very dark. This is actually a different turn that Shimabukuro has taken, because most of his arcs in Toriko, they always end off in a happy note. Here, on the other hand, the conclusion of this arc, the aftermath of the Meteor Spice, left a very devastating wound on the human world. Even though with the countermeasures that Ichiryuu prepared before he left for Gourmet World, the loss of human life was kept to a minimum. However, 25 billion people were affected by this disaster, and only 80% of the total human population has survived. Meaning, 20% of the human population in Toriko are dead. And not only that, but over 100 nations. Let me repeat that. Over 100 nations lost their ability to function. All this happened because of Midora's Meteor Spice. Holy crap. The economy took an enormous nosedive. The land was completely ruined, but not only that, the food supplies were rapidly decreasing. Now, this was actually pretty good symbolism right here. In order to represent the gourmet age being destroyed, Shimabukuro shows us this panel of a bowl of delicious food, and showing that bowl and the food falling into the ground, the bowl breaking, the food splattered across the floor, representing the gourmet world being destroyed. I thought that was really good symbolism right there. And it's really good narration once again. Anyway, the gourmet age that has been served to them on the platter has crumbled without a sound. So, in actuality, Midora might have brought the human world back to the way it was during the Gourmet War, where everybody was like scarcely running out of food, everybody was living in poverty, being poor, having like no food to share with their families, no food to keep them alive. That's basically what Midora was doing, trying to bring the human world to the age where he lived when he was a kid, before he met Froze. So now we cut to the IGO headquarters, or what's left of IGO headquarters, where we see Mansan, who has survived from his fight against the GT Robos and Shigematsu. He's getting alcohol poured all over his body because his gourmet cells are compatible to alcohol, so that he would be able to heal. And we also see Bureau Chief Ray, which, by the way, thank you, manga, for reminding me his name, because I totally forgot his name. Mansan was aware of what has happened. He was also aware that the Bureau Director Umen was a member of Neo. When Umen was revealed to be a member of Neo, I was completely shocked. I mean, this is the guy that's always saying, Yanbagto! I mean, this guy right here, a member of frickin' Neo. And not only that, but he basically killed the entire Bureau Council people by himself. I mean, seriously, out of all the reveals, his was one of the most surprising ones. It seems that Uman might have been also responsible for the destruction of the food applications, or probably because of Midora's Meteor Spice. I'm not really sure. IGO was going to distribute the rations that they have, but because of the state that IGO is in right now, because of Midora's Meteor Spice, it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. However, Ichiryuu did prepare for this as well. He orders what's left of IGO to gather all the ingredients from the underground storehouses of all the research labs, so that they could distribute them to what's left of the human population. There was always this running gag where somebody would call his name, or somebody would say something, and Mansan would always thought that that person would have said handsome, but the person would say, "No, I did not call you handsome." However, this is different, because he thought that Bureau Chief Ray thought he called him handsome, but instead of telling him no, instead he says, "Yes, I called you handsome." It was nice that somebody called Mansan handsome for once. Now we cut to the country of healing life, or what's left of it. We see Chiyo, who's now survived from, getting stabbed by Zaus, and we see Chin, who's watching over her. Apparently what was going on was Setsuno took Chiyo to life so that she would be healed. Now as for Chin, where the hell was this guy when all of this was happening? He was also a member of Zero's Biotope. Why wasn't he also at Gourmet World? Was he looking for Center? Was he still back at Shokurin Temple? I mean, I don't know if it would have made much of a difference, but I'm pretty sure he would have helped out with those spoon techniques of his. Anyway, I guess despite Setsuno and Chiyo being enemies slash rivals, Setsuno was actually really willing to help Chiyo after what happened to her because of Zaus. And with Chin, he was crying because he was so happy that she wasn't dead, because he didn't want to have a taste of the sadness of losing any more family, referring to the death of their son. Now, Chiyo seems to be incredibly touched by Chin. Who knows, maybe she might stop being evil and might disband from the Bishokukai and ally herself with Setsuno and Chin and everybody else in the human world. Now, we see Nono, who has told Setsuno that the ingredient preparation is ready. According to Setsuno, there are still a lot of chefs that have survived from the Meteor Spice and have also been not kidnapped by the Bishokukai. Now, what's left of the chefs, they're obviously going to prepare the food, what's left of the food, and just also help to distribute it to everybody in the human world. However, the ones that will truly save the people will be the same now as it was in the long past, the Bishokukai, since they're the ones that gather the ingredients. And now we get to see Toriko, who is just looking out in the distance. We don't really get to see his face. I'm not really sure what happened right after the Meteor Spice, but I think he was also taken to life as well to get checked up on, but I'm pretty sure he was okay because thanks to Komatsu's forbidden healing technique. So yeah, that is Toriko chapter 257. What did I think? I thought this was a decent chapter. This basically showed the conclusion of this arc. Not only that, but the aftermath of the Meteor Spice, which, despite everything that has happened, you think everybody would be okay? No, in the end, a lot of people died. 20% of the population died. Over 100 countries lost their ability to function. The economy took a nosedive. The land was completely in ruin. And not only that, but the food supplies were decreasing. Not only that, but it seems Ichiryuu has officially died. So again, rest in peace, Ichiryuu. The next possible arc could either be the Bishokia trying to gather as much food as they can, probably restoring the human world to back to the way it was, back to the good old gourmet age. That, or we might get to see a little bit of Neo, what they're up to, because we know they're up to finding the final land, which the locations of Acacia's full course will lead to the entrance to the final land. Was this final land? Why are they after it? We have no idea. I just hope that later on we might learn a little bit more about Neo, maybe learn a little bit more of who the true mastermind is, which some people say it's Acacia, not Rose. And also keep in mind, Komatsu has been kidnapped by the Bishoka guy, so maybe it's still possible that they're going to have a Komatsu rescue arc. Toriko did lose him, and obviously he's going to try to get him back. Maybe we'll get to see what is happening with Komatsu now that he is with the Bishoka guy, and maybe we'll get to see a little bit more of Neo later on. I'm not sure. So the next upcoming arc might either be restoring the human world, that, or a training arc for the rest of the Heavenly Kings, because we know that Zebra and Toriko are okay. Sunny was still injured, but he's obviously okay. Coco is nowhere to be seen, and I've heard rumors that Coco might be a member of Neo, and not only that, but he could be also Acacia's son because he looks like Acacia, which makes sense, I guess you'd think about it. I would be incredibly sad if Coco was a member of Neo, but it would be an incredibly awesome plot twist. And the last possible arc that it could go on to could be a Komatsu rescue arc, or maybe journey into the gourmet world. That might also be another arc as well. However, we don't know the fate of what happened with the Zeroth Biotope. We know that they've been taken down by Nitros, Blue Nitros, probably. We don't know if they're also going to be eaten by the Blue Nitros. I honestly hope not, because out of all of them, the ones I liked were Milk the First, Yosaku, Goemon, and Warden Love. I thought she was okay. The rest, I didn't know a lot about them, but they seemed interesting people, and just knowing that there might be some of them might either be dead or eaten by Nitros would be kind of sad for me. So overall, I thought the chapter was good. It showed us the conclusion, the aftermath of the Meteor Spice, and it looks like we're going to be going on to another arc. However, there's some bad news. Toriko is going to go on hiatus. However, it will return in issue 52, which is the following week. It's not going to appear next week. It will probably appear the week after, which, okay, I can understand. This might give some time for Shinbukuro to gather his thoughts and ideas for upcoming Toriko chapters, and hopefully the next Toriko chapter will be worth it. Now, Toriko's partially awakened gourmet cells. He has unlocked a new power. I'm not sure what kind. Maybe his attacks might be incredibly stronger, or if he learned a new technique. I'm not sure. But the thing is, I think we have to know what happened with the Four Heavenly Kings after the Meteor Spice. I mean, what happened with Toriko? We know that he was incredibly sad when he lost to Stardew. Not only that, but he lost Komatsu. So maybe we'll get to see how Toriko has regained his resolve in a flashback. I'm not sure, but we'll just have to wait and see in the week after the next. So yeah, that is Toriko chapter 252. Tell me, guys, what did you think about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think will be the next arc of Toriko? Let me know in the comment section below, and like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more videos. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Toriko chapter 257. I'm LunaSpy27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.